Therefore, by entering into the ojas, I experienced the three worlds. The sage had entered into the body and psyche of another being using some yogic technique. He'd entered into the ojas, or the basic vitality of this other person, and as a result of this he had various experiences which we've heard about and which we'll hear about soon from another perspective. But all this was by way of inquiring into the nature of consciousness and dream, and he's come to the realization that what we call the dream world is essentially no different from the waking world. He had experiences of cosmic dissolution, and then eventually he realized the true nature of consciousness. All this happened within it. It happened within the ojas, or vitality of this other person, and within it I saw the three worlds, not outside. There's different ways of understanding the three worlds, but we can understand it as all the components of our reality, or as sleeping, dreaming and waking. So there's no distinction here between inside and outside. Whether it is called dream or waking, inside or outside, all this is within the infinite consciousness. When you're in a dream, what's your essential feeling about yourself? Is it any different from the essential feeling that you have when you're walking down the high street? The essential feeling of what it's like to be you. There's all this stuff going on. Does it make any difference whether it's waking stuff or dream stuff? Isn't that fundamental sense of our own awareness the same? The hunter asked, if this creation is causeless, how does it come into being? If it has a cause, what is the cause of the dream creation? The sage replied, in the beginning, creation had no cause whatsoever. Because there's no beginning. That was established a couple of paragraphs ago. Since the objects of this creation had no cause whatsoever, conflicting diversity of objects opposed to one another does not arise. It's like the objects in a dream. What's the difference between a mountain and your mother? They're both made of dream stuff. Even the space between them is non-different. So in your dream, your mother, the mountain, and the space in between is all made of dream stuff. So there's no conflicting diversity of objects. The one absolute Brahman alone shines as all this and is denoted by words like creation, etc. One of these etc's could be dream, creation, dream. It's all happening in consciousness. It's all happening in awareness. It's all happening in your awareness. Thus this causeless creation is Brahman, but it appears to be part of that which has no parts, to be diverse in the indivisible, to have a form in the formless. It's like in the dream. We have a body in the dream usually, don't we? The body might be different from our usual body, our waking body, but we still have a body. We still have eyes, ears, nose and so on. We still have our senses in the dream. Do we need to have eyes in the dream? Could we not see without our eyes in the dream? All these things happen. We have a form in the formless, because the dream essentially has no form. It's just consciousness. Because it is pure consciousness, it appears to assume various forms like the mobile and the immobile objects. And as the gods and the sages, it creates and sustains a world order with all the injunctions and prohibitions. So there is some kind of order even within dreams. We have our physical laws, our social laws, our legal laws, and all the rest of it. The physical laws don't seem to work in the same way in dreams as they do in waking, but there's still some kind of consistency. There still seems to be something holding it all together. Existence, non-existence, the gross and the subtle, etc., do not in any way affect the omnipresent consciousness. However, From there on, effects do not arise without a cause. The world order and its Lord act on one another, just like one arm restrains the other, though both belong to the same person. So within the dream, within waking, there's a stream of events. We have cause and effect. We can take some kind of control over things, interact. Thus, this creation arises without desire and without psychological causation. The world order, niyati, exists within Brahman. Brahman does not exist without niyati. But whether we can say Brahman has existence or not is always something we can talk about, but we can't even apply existence or non-existence to Brahman. We can't really talk about Brahman. But this world order that appears as the waking state, or as the dream state, is the essential expression of Brahman. Thus, this creation has a cause, but only in relation to the one whose creation it is, and as long as that creation lasts in relation to him. So one wonders who this person is, the one whose creation it is, and as long as that creation lasts in relation to him, well, that's me and you. The ignorant think that Brahman shines or appears as this creation without a cause. Well, that's what we're usually told, that there's no cause for all this. But within each of us, there is a process of cause and effect going on. We're not just random poppings up. We're the result of forces, karmic forces if you like, which have given rise to certain psychology, physical traits and so on. But that's just at one particular level of reality, one particular mode of reality. So we've got the next phrase here. And it is again the ignorant that are caught up in this cause and effect tangle, or deluded notion that causality is inviolably real. So when we penetrate right down to the true nature of consciousness, there is no cause and effect. What there is a lot of stuff going on. And the creation takes place as a coincidence. The ripe coconut falls accidentally just when a crow alights on it. Then niyati, order, determines this is this and that is that. That's when we start making cognitive distinctions. The cognitive process kicks in. The cognitive process is niyati, natural order, or natural ordering. And it's by a process of association. It's described here as coincidence. Something happens. We associate these two things together, like the crow landing on the branch and the coconut falling off. The crow didn't cause the coconut to fall off, but we make a relationship between these two things. We create cause and effect. It's our way of identifying patterns, and these patterns constitute our reality, our relative reality.